Hey everybody, today I'll be going over some of the best strategies to win every single round in Murderers vs Sheriffs Duels. Before we start, these are all my opinions, so if these don't work for you, it's not really my fault. I've been playing this game for a few months now, and really there are two things that I think are very crucial in pretty much every match you play. That's cover and sight. All maps do a pretty good job on providing cover, but it's pretty important to have it, because if you don't have it, then obviously someone can just pop out and they can just click you and you're pretty much dead. But with cover, you can pop out and you can just snipe someone. If you don't have cover, you're in a an open area fight, then really recommend shift lock. I would have to say that I use shift lock for a lot of my open area fights, but I'm not in open area fight really much at all, because I like to stay back and I like to just keep cover pretty much. If there's a wall, a corner, the house is a pretty good example of that, then usually I do wall peeks. You can cover behind the wall, pop out, peek them, pretty much just that. Now the second one is sight. It is very, very important to know where your enemy is. If you don't know where they are, you could easily get snuck up on. If you stay back in the map, then you can't really have them sneak up on you, but it's still important to know where your enemy is, because if you know where they are, then you could plan around it. Let's say they're on one side of the map, then you could just go to the other side of the map and you could go behind them without them knowing. I usually stay put if I don't know where they are. Now let's go into each map, starting with my personal favorite, the construction site. Also, this map has a lot of good cover spots, like I mentioned before, and it's got spots in the map that people are attracted to, and then that makes it easier to kill them. For example, the stairs. Alright, obviously both sides of the map have stairs that go up. People seem to go up there a lot, so if you just camp behind one of the boxes, then you can, or the wall even, you can just snipe them and they're just dead. I'm gonna go over the box side first. I like the side with the box a lot more, because you can stay put if you want to, but you can also move up to that wall right there, and you can easily peek on both sides. And then if they're camping, then you can rush around the side with the boxes, and just if you have sprint, then you can sprint over there, and they probably can't point their camera up that high, and then they'd be dead. But if you stay put, which I do kind of a lot, no, I'm a little ashamed to say it, but I'm not a 100% camper, but there's times where yes, I do camp, in case it's just a smarter move in that scenario. If someone comes up to you, this isn't just the construction map, by the way, this also is the rooftop map, box fights. All right, I personally am really, really good at box fights. That's just because I have a lot of experience with them. Box fights, I mean, it's literally in the name. It's where someone comes up to you and it's a 1v1 or a 1v2 or really anything, but it's where you fight on the boxes. It's where you fight around or on the boxes. Like I mentioned before, the cover is your box. I recommend, usually I circle around, and then every so often when my reload's done, I jump up and I just pop them. If they start to do that too, then maybe you could bamboozle them, right? And you could go the other way, screw with them. Now the other side of the map, with the one with the wall, this one has a little disadvantage, because they can get so much ground on you before you even leave the thing. Because there's the big wall, it's kind of blocking your view, so the other side can rush up on both sides, and you can't see them until they're there. Which is why I have found out recently that there's a little box trick you can do. On the boxes, there's a little crack in the wall, and if someone jumps up there, you can see them through there. So most of the time, if someone jumps up there, I'm expecting it. If they come from the other side, then you just have to watch. Usually I either rush the boxes side or I stay back, depending on how good the players are. Now my second favorite map, the rooftop. Pretty much the same reason as the construction site. It's very open. It's got a ton of cover spots. There's a lot of spots where you can see around it. Now I want to start on the side here. I call it the box side. Usually I rush to the big boxes, so I call it box control. If you go to the back, you can see both sides of the map, and you can see both tunnel exits, because if people go into the tunnel, they can only come out both ways, and you've already got your gun pointed at both sides, so that's why box control is pretty crucial. If someone comes up to you in the boxes, then obviously you can do the same box fight strategy. Usually I don't jump up to the box, because then if they're below, then they can just jump and you're dead. The rooftop boxes are probably easier to fight on than the construction site, because they're bigger and you've more room to breathe and stuff like that. Now the other side, if your opponent takes box control, then you could be in a little trouble. If that's the case, then I recommend going behind the walls. But if not, if they don't take it, then usually I will rush to the box. But if you just can't, if you physically just cannot, if you're in a 2v2 and there's one on top and there's one boxes, then I would hide behind the wall until you can snipe one of them, and then after you snipe or get one of them to shoot, you should rush. That's another thing really about this game, is that if you're stuck in a really bad spot, usually what I like to do sometimes is I like to bait people. until I bait them to shoot, and then once it's the reload time, then I would rush. If you're trying to rush on that side, then a good plan is to jump up to the roof, and then you can like dive over to that box there. You could also get sniped from there. Like if someone's behind the wall, they can easily snipe you, so just beware if you do that. Now, my third favorite map, the hill map. This map is the same on both sides, so you really don't have a disadvantage here. Now, you kind of have two options on this map. You can either rush or you can hold back. I'm gonna say this right now. I think that the plank is a really bad spot in this map. You should not stay under the plank. If they rush below, then I guess the plank's not that bad, but the plank it's the worst cover. It's so bad. If someone goes on top, you cannot shoot them until they jump down, and then by that point, you're probably dead. I don't stay in the plank because the plank's just really bad. Like, if they're rushing you, then maybe you can, but there's a good chance that you definitely will die. If you rush, usually going up is the best way to rush, but I usually go down, so I control the middle area, right? I capture the middle, like the two humps in the middle up to the bridge, because it's a lot like box fights. If someone's on the other side of it, across the thing, and they jump up, they're dead. But if they go down, like come around, then that's how you know like that you are in a box fight. I usually do the same circle strat. This map can be a little different though. If they go down, then I would usually will jump up, and then I would go on the back of them, and then they won't even know that they're there. That sounds kind of out of context, but if someone is on top of the map and you have the middle captured, then you can easily do a back and forth strat like this here. If you can run back and forth, you can shoot, run to the other side, shoot, and you can just keep doing that because they have absolutely zero cover up there. So if you're down, they will probably die because they have no cover at all. Now, the last map is the house. Earlier, I had a list of 2 things that I recommended for each fight, but just for this map, I'm adding a third one, and that is sound. You can use sound for other ones as well, but it mainly comes in advantage in the house map. If you're staying there, you can hear everything. Like, you can hear which side they're going, if they're going in the basement or they're staying in the main area. If you're on the bedroom side of this map, I usually rush, and then I just snipe them if I can, and if I miss, then I go hide in the closet there, and then I just watch them from the corner. If they peek, then I'll shoot. If they shoot, then I'll rush because they're on reload. If you're on the side where you spawn outside, then usually I stay put where that beam is in like the middle, or I will rush to the table in the corner to try and snipe the people on the other side. If the people on the other side rush, because they have the advantage because they can rush first, then I would stay back in the pole and just like wait for them. You have the advantage for the basement because the other side has no cover from the base, but the other side can rush really easily. Each side has an advantage and a disadvantage. But this map, there's a lot of corner peeking. Like, make sure you listen to the sounds where the people are, and if you think they're there, there's a good chance they're there. But you just want to make sure you're corner peeking and like third person looking around. Now I want to move on to power-ups. I'm not going to go over power-ups too much, but I just think that if you're going to get a power-up, weapon buff is probably the best one. And then the second one that I got was Soul Reap. I'm honestly kind of leaning towards Sprint now. But yeah, I would say that is pretty much my strategy, is to win every single match in Murderers vs Sheriffs. And if they don't work for you, don't come blaming me. These are just the strats that I use, and they work very, very well. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you guys want another video like this, or another gameplay video on Murderers vs Sheriffs, then I am welcome to it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I love you guys. Peace.